Hey, what's up, everyone? James from Junkyard Fox. Thank you so much for joining me, as well as my buddies Shadow and Red from Irish Zombie Nation and his puppies, Cholo and Riot. So, the summer is ending, and we're up here in the beautiful Gila National Forest of New Mexico. Just gonna have a good time, camp for 3 days. You know the deal. Some whiskey, delicious food, and all that good stuff.
Speaking of delicious food, I don't know if you guys remember the stealth camping trip this guy did behind a Motel 6 in El Paso like a year or so ago. But he jacked that macaroni and cheese up so bad, and my white trash self inside hurt desperately. And I need to show him how to make macaroni and cheese. So on this camping trip, I'm going to show him how to do some bushcraft macaroni and cheese out here in the woods.
So, thank you for joining us. We're gonna have some great times. Sadly, Coles and Cuervo Negro could not join us, but they will be here in spirit. And as always, thank you so much for joining us. Let's get to it. So here's my setup. Nothing new. You've seen this countless times by now. The Unigear Space Dome 2 tent that I've been using for 2 years. I just made a review on it, the official review last week, so check that out if you're interested. This tent is pretty good. There's a couple little nitpicks, mainly the color. I just think it's really bright, very loud. I would have been much happier with something a lot more muted, a lot more earth tones, but I can't complain. It's pretty good. So check out the review if you're so inclined, you're interested. I really like this tent. And then, of course, I have my little bench here. We are camping in Upper Gallinas Campground in the Gila National Forest of New Mexico. And we're all taking up a spot. That way nobody comes and intrudes, you know. I have my water there. And then here's my ice chest. And I did bring for this trip, it's going to be several days, so I did bring some steaks, some eggs, beer, of course, bacon, cheese, and then the rest we'll just get by with ramens and stuff like that. So, mac and cheese, quick stuff to just boil water for. So, there we go. And then from there, we're going to go check out what these other fellas have for their shelter systems, because they have some interesting new stuff. All right, and here's my buddy Shadow. You haven't seen him in the channel since around February, I believe, when we did that winter camping trip. Great to see you again, my friend.
Good to see you, James.
And show us your shelter system. It's different from last time. Last time you had your trailer, nice and cozy for the winter months.
Absolutely. Well, we'll start like James likes with the top down. This is a soft topper made out of boulder. These are real nice, especially if you're a little frugal with the money there and don't want to get a regular camper shell. These are a little less expensive, but they're very sturdy. And the bonus of these is you can roll up the sides and go safari style, or it has an accordion situation underneath it so you can push the whole thing forward and still use it as a truck when need be, versus the old kind you have to literally take it off. These are some new tie downs I got for the tarp. These are suction cups that seem to work real well. This is the first time I've used them, but we're gonna try them out and see what happens. This is a Kalinko tarp. It's made for hammocks, but it works real well for me on this situation. It's a 10 by 12, so I've got quite a spread to come out this way. In here, I've just got an old 1/10 rod or pole. I don't need much else. I carry wood with me. I've got a tote there and a tote up forward. I usually use a flat pack grill, so this kind of wood lasts me weeks. This is my IceCo refrigerator. I've got it loaded with the essentials. That is a Newport marine battery case. So I can plug this into the marine battery, or you can run a boat off of it, or on the other side is USB so you can charge your phone. And the marine battery we can charge. I have a spare that's fully charged. So this will run this refrigerator at 32 degrees for about 24 hours. Then I'll put the other battery on. When that one's dead, well, then we go up here to this generator. This is a Predator 1400. This will charge the batteries in about an hour, so I can continually have refrigeration, not a problem. I have extra water, extra chairs. I have a hammock set up. This is where I keep my tarps and such. Behind here in this action packer is my cooking utensils. It's kind of an overland rig, really. I can go anywhere in it. It's four-wheel drive. Carry my propane back here. Got a wool blanket up there.
And then that's your cot right there. So this is going to be home for the night?
Yeah, it's a extra large, extra wide cot. It gives you a little more room than the skinny ones. I've got a really thick pad there. A sleeping bag with another pad. It's all built into one. It goes with my motorcycle, my Wingman of the Road motorcycle tent. I just take it out and put it on here. And then I have a Pendleton wool blanket just in case it gets a little chilly. But I think I'll probably end up rolling up the sides this evening and getting a cross breeze. It makes it real nice in there, and it's not hot or anything. I think that's it.
Nice.
But that's the Overland Express there.
And here we have Red along with Cholo and Riot that came along for the ride. So Red, you have this new tent. Tell us about it.
All right, so I've always wanted a teepee style tent. I've never had one before. These obviously are. I've always been more into backpacking, so I've always been a hammock camper. But I decided I wanted to try this tent because I'm tall and I'm getting tired of crawling in and out of tents. I saw this. I got a good deal on Amazon, so I decided to go with it. It's called the Wolfwalker. I don't know if there's like a model number or model name, or that's just the brand name, Wolfwalker. It's no doubt one of these Chinese companies. There's probably like 4 or 5 other companies with the same tent with a different name on it besides Wolfwalker. But it looked cool. It's a completely blacked out tent that I'm 6'1" and I can stand up inside the tent, dead center. That's it. And it's got this really nice awning attached to the rainfly that spreads out in a wide variety of different ways. So the way I have it set up right now is so that I can stand under it. I'm not expecting rain. We might get some, but if that's the case, I can cinch all these sides down. I can enclose this in a variety of different ways. This is a very dark tent. It is a blackout tent, so when the sun comes up, I'm not going to see it if I have this thing sealed off and closed. It is dark, dark inside this thing. So if you come over here, I'll show you. It comes with these poles. They're just 3-piece poles you put together, put into different grommets. There's grommets. Ooh, there's a hole right there. There's grommets on this end. There's grommets over here. Like I said, this folds into a variety of ways that I haven't even experimented with yet. This is my second time setting it up and only going to be my first time sleeping in it. It is somewhat waterproof. I did notice, I tested it in the rain when I set it up at first. I made artificial rain, put my garden hose up in here and just had it rain on it really heavy for an hour. And it did leak in a few areas. It's mainly because some of these seam seals, especially on this awning, they don't seam seal all the way to the very end. They left it because of some folds that they did. So I'm gonna have to fix that. But there's 2 different entrances, back and front. Can you even see inside this right now?
No.
Okay, it is pitch black in there, but what I have in there right now is a cot. I've got some blankets where my dogs are gonna sleep. This pole did not come with it. It's a green elephant pole that I added just so that I can stand up, because like I said, I'm tall. I want to stand up underneath this thing. Otherwise, it'd be sagging down a little bit. But as far as getting up in the morning, you've got this big awning. You can sit in your chair. I got that sitting over there right now, but you can sit in your chair, get dressed, make your coffee, whatever. And if it's raining, you come out of your tent, you're not going to have to worry about getting wet. This part is waterproof. I only had a little bit of seepage on the inside due to some of the seams, like I said, that aren't entirely sealed. But Wolfwalker, I don't know if it's going to be a good tent or not. I just like that I can stand up in it for once because I've never been able to do that. So time will tell. By the end of this video, I'll give you guys kind of a what did I think after 2 nights of sleeping in this.
This is the most gothic tent I have ever seen. You must have gotten this at the sporting goods section.
I added this little LED lantern here just because I think it fit kind of the ambiance.
Yeah. Like this Victorian era, creepy. Right? Yeah, no, I mean, it's cool. I'm interested.
Yeah, I will tell you this. This thing took me almost 2 hours to set up. It's only my second time setting it up. I wanted to do it by myself. Of course, James and Shadow offered to help, but I was like, no, I'm going to do this on my own. It took me 2 hours to set this up. Maybe down the line, once I'm used to these different zippers on this awning and how it works, I'll be able to do it quicker. But right now, I can tell you, setting this up is a pain in the ass. Good luck.
All right, fire mode. Let's do this. Oh, that burnt. Come on, light. There you go.
There you go.
I mean, everything is dry out here, so
Yeah.
it should be fine.
That's gonna go on its own.
All right, let's get this fire going. Look at that. Beautiful. All right, Red, what are we doing? What are we doing
We're about
here?
to have a shot. We started drinking early.
What a
All right, just stop
Old
recording, dude.
school.
There's no way. There's no way.
What old school cowboys drink their shit out.
Oh, yeah. All right, all right.
Yeah, I guess that's how we're doing it. Wait, hold on.
Look at it.
I love that little tin cup.
It's even got a little spout for your face.
Old school right
This is
there.
very
Yeah.
old. Belonged to my great grandmother. She
Right.
never did whiskey out of it, but you know, times change.
Cheers it up, boys. As always, a
Howdy
pleasure to
the
hang out
folks.
with you guys. Cheers, everyone.
That was half a cup.
It was somewhere in there.
According to this, that was half a cup.
Well, buff.
I don't think those measurements are correct. Half a cup.
they're not.
Half a cup, that's 4 ounces.
So it is the evening of the next day. We haven't really done much of anything. We all slept in. We were all pretty tired because we did hit the hooch pretty hard last night, and we're all feeling it. So we're very lazy. We've just been lounging around, and we're about to start cooking up dinner, get the fire going, cooking up some steaks. Look at this buff guy. All right. Steak time. Oh, it's hot. All right. Just using some rub and brine cazadores asada and 1 bold cat. And I'll probably put some seasoned salt as well.
All right, everyone. So James is working on those steaks, so I'm going to work on the side. And as we said in the beginning of this video, he doesn't know how to do the mac and cheese. So I'm going to show you guys, and James as well, how to do macaroni and cheese bushcraft style out here in the woods. So first of all, you got to remove the lid. All right, remove the lid. Leave no trace. Make sure you take your trash out of the woods. And then the little cheese powder packet. Put that in my pocket, save for later. I got my water, which we filtered from the Red River, brought it all the way down here to the Gila. So some good river water right here. I'm going to pick that up, don't worry. All right, so fill this up to the inside line right there. right there. Then I'm just going to leave my water here. All right, let me see what it says down here. Remove, add there. Yeah, uncovered. Okay. All right, so what you got to do in order to heat this stuff up naturally out in the woods is there's a certain bush that grows next to a tree. And I think I saw one over here a while back when I was just scouting this area for camping. So I'm going to take this over and see if that's the actual bush I'm looking for. If you guys will follow me this way. Where is that tree? All right, I think I see it over here. Let me see. Yep, I believe this is it. So if you see that, I don't know what this type of tree is called, but if you see a tree like this, look down, and usually to the left or the right sometimes, which is usually the left, you'll see a bush that looks like that. I don't even know what that bush is called, but I know what it does. So come check this out. All right. Usually with something like this, you'll come down here and over to the inside the bush to the right. It just opens up like this. There you go. See, right there. You stick this right in here. Close the door. There you go. It even lights up on the inside once it's going. But this is the type of bush you're looking for if you want to make macaroni and cheese out in the woods.
Wow.
Yeah, pretty impressive, huh? All right, so 3.5 minutes have passed. I timed it with my watch right here. So now we're going to take this out and see if it's done. There we go. Oh yeah, that's done. You still want water left in it because you're going to need to mix the cheese in there. So main point though is this bush right here. You're always looking for this type of a bush. All right. Now just take your cheese sauce here, mix it in there, stir it around.
Very impressive.
Isn't it? And we'll let that sit for a couple minutes till it cools, and that's all going to thicken up real nice. What do you think?
Wow. Another bushcraft magic trick.
Did someone say bushcraft magic tricks?
Oh yeah. Good stuff.
It is now chow time for Cholo and Wright over here, and tonight's feast is a burrito I picked up at the gas station yesterday. It's actually a really good burrito from a gas station. This one is Philly steak with Swiss cheese and tortilla, and that's it. No chili in it or anything. There is some little peppers in here, but that's fine for them. So you guys ready? All right, who's getting what? Let's see, Cholo. Cholo, come on. All right, come here. No, right. Oh, here, come here. Come on, there you go. Get it. Cholo, come on. Cholo, come here. Get your dinner. Get it. Get it. Not feeling it right now? Nope, I want to chase flies instead.
So bushcraft mac and cheese and a little steak right there. A simple but delicious meal.
You dropped some, man.
Pretty good stuff.
And if it gets cold, you can just go back over to that bush and warm it up.
Well, Well, folks, we already enjoyed our dinner. The night is cool and peaceful and relaxing, so of course it's time to hit the hooch again. So we have a new segment called Blades and Booze. So we're going to try out this new whiskey that I found called Silver Star. I don't know anything about whiskey. That's Red's department, but I saw this in town and I wanted to try it out, and I just went on a whim. It does say 1849 bourbon right there, and the year 1849 is very special to me because that's the year that the events take place in my favorite novel of all time, Blood Meridian. So that's the only reason why I chose this.
Good enough.
So let's go ahead and open this up. Can
All
you
right,
do
I'm
the
gonna crack
honors,
that
Red?
open. Yeah. Will you hold my cup for a second?
I will.
Thank you.
So we're going to taste this booze, tell you guys what we think, and then from there we're going to talk about the blades we brought for this camping trip.
This is my favorite sound. I don't know if you guys will pick this up. I love that. All right, here you go. Just doing a taste. All right, put this down. All right. Silver Star, made in Texas. They're very proud of that. Lots of Texas stuff going on here. All right, James, you're first. What do you get? We'll have it up and see what you think.
All right. It's actually not bad. It went down the wrong pipe, but other than that, it's not bad at all. What do you think?
It's very smooth. Waiting. No burn going down. It's pretty good bourbon. I don't get into that whole, like, tell you my palate tastes like blueberries and stuff like that. I don't know what. This is good whiskey, though, I can tell you that. What'd you pay for this?
Like $24.
24 bucks. What do you think?
My palate tastes like blueberries, and it is very good. I really enjoyed that. That was smooth and nice.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
That's a good middle shelf bourbon, in my opinion. So,
absolutely.
And middle shelf to me is top shelf because I'm poor.
right? Yeah. Yeah, there was a tag on it. Yeah, $24. So that's not bad. You guys ought to give yourself a bottle of this as a personal gift to yourselves and give it a shot because that's some pretty good stuff.
Make sure it's chilled.
Yeah, I'm more of a room temperature neat person, but yeah, that's not bad cold.
All right, I'm going to take a second sip from this, and then from there, we're all just going to talk about the blades we brought.
Right on. All right, so now on to this segment, the blades. But I am going to mention about the booze. We forgot to mention this. That booze is made with Texas rainwater. They got it multiple times on the label. Really proud of that stuff. So anyway, now onto the blades. I'm going to make this real short and sweet. On my hip, what I carried with me on this camping trip is the SE4. That is like an SE6, but a smaller version of it, meaning 4-inch long blade. SE6, 6-inch long. But I really like this knife. It's just like the SE6. It's a beater, lifetime warranty, all that kind of stuff. And then I wanted to bring a larger blade in case I needed to do some like batoning or some chopping or whatever with a beater. And this is a Cold Steel Drop Forward Survivalist. Big, just beater. It's one solid piece of steel. I don't remember what type of steel. And it's got these really thin little handle scales on there. But this thing is super sharp, and I have used and abused it to death. So that's it. And besides that, I mean, any other blades that I have on me would just be this, what I use for just little minor whatever, the CRKT Minimalist. And then I, of course, have a multi-tool with me that has 2 different blades on it, and that is the Leatherman Surge. So 420 HC, nice little blade, just backup kind of stuff. So that's it for me.
Okay, so my turn. I'm carrying a Dawson. This was made by Dawson before the old man died. This is in Stingray wrapped, which is a Japanese style. It's a Skinner, and I carry this and as an EDC, or also out here in the woods. It does real well for small tasks. I have larger knives for that, but this is what I carry out here. Stingray by Dawson, Skinner.
And so for me, I did bring my LT Wright Genesis in a flat grind. This is legitimately one of my most favorite knives of all time. I'm glad I finally have one because I sold mine a couple years ago. I regretted it instantly. It's my favorite kept part. I love flat grinds more than anything because I'm cooking a lot more than doing bushcraft projects. I'm gutting game, gutting fish a lot more than, carving deadfalls and bow drills and stuff like that. So a good flat grind is great for me. A2 steel, nice and simple. And let me know if you guys are interested in me making a review. As my hand's healing, I think I'll be able to do batoning and butchering game and stuff like that. So let me know if you're interested. But love this knife. Other than that, on my belt, of course, because I'm very stubborn, of course, I got my Snake Eater prototype. No longer made, and especially the prototype is a one-of-a-kind. But once again, a very slicey blade, very thin, very much a scalpel. Of course, you got the Scandi up here, so it's going to be working well for woodworking, and then it becomes very thin. I have butchered and processed a ton of game with this blade. Very lightweight. My design, of course, so it's one of my favorites. And lastly, even though we don't need this much knives, I think we would have been fine with just one each. But I am still testing out the Bear Forest Knives Pickens game knife. If you're catching on to, you know, a pattern for those of you who are kind of new watchers, is I very much veered more towards hunting knives. It's very thin, flat grind, you know, stuff for skinning game with curbs, bellies, that kind of stuff. So a beautiful little knife, very simple, but of course really great. And the craftsmanship's beautiful. This Kydex is just that pop. Beautiful. So, yeah. That's about it for me. So, other than that, I'm going to keep enjoying that Silver Star whiskey. That's some really good stuff. So, coffee time. Yeah. So it's the morning of the third day. We're already picking up our stuff. We're about to start heading back down, having ourselves some coffee. Got a couple of bugs in mind, but that'll do. Now, we're not having any breakfast. We're not cooking anything per se. We're going to hit a cafe in the nearby town. But I did bring this. Does this look familiar to you guys? Some Calorie Mate.
I remember that. Metal Gear Solid.
Yep.
Snake Eater, yep.
Yep. Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater. You know, the character Naked Snake, he eats some of this once in a while, and it establishes the stamina. I mean, it goes all the way, and it's delicious.
Where did you find this?
Amazon.
Okay, that makes
In the
sense.
year of our Lord 2024, you know, everything's found on Amazon. And so I got Calorie Mate, and we're going to taste it out. See if Naked Snake was lying or not on how it tastes. So
Let me get the coffee off my palate here real quick. Get some water. Like I have a palate to begin with.
okay, so it comes with 2 little packs here. We'll just split one.
All right, Calorie Mate. I don't remember, did Snake like this stuff, or do you think it sucked?
He loved it. He was like, I want some more.
Delicious.
Can you open this?
Yeah,
Okay.
Cholo wants some apparently.
Hello.
There you go, that looks... There. You get it out?
Oh, look.
Oh, there's two. Oh, there's bars. Okay, they come in bars.
Is this any kind of flavored balanced food block? That's literally all it says, balanced food block. So,
It's a food block. Look at that.
so if you're saving the world from the Cold War, you know, from nuclear annihilation, this is some great snack right here.
That just broke apart like chalk. It's not bad, actually.
It's tasteless though. I don't really taste anything. It's just kind of
No.
like a shortbread.
Yeah, it's like a plain flavored shortbread, not like a sweet shortbread, just shortbread. But it's dense in calories, and it'll keep you going. So survival food.
Not bad.
No. I don't know what's in it. I'm not giving you guys any. It's all in Japanese, so I have no idea what's in this stuff. Not giving it to the dog. Might be dog in it, I don't know.
I think as long as you have something to drink, you'll be fine. But I cannot see myself eating this.
Did you dip it in coffee?
No.
You dip it in there? I'm gonna try that.
I didn't. I'm gonna try that.
See if that softens it a little bit.
It's just like a sugarless shortbread, basically.
Well, that didn't change anything.
No?
No. I could see though, if there's nothing else, you have nothing else, this isn't bad. I mean, I could eat this thing. It's just not something I would want to go out and look for.
Mm-hmm. Not every day, but I can see this, you know, a backpacking meal.
Mm-hmm.
You know, something like that. You're kind of just on the go. Yeah. Not bad.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I wouldn't go as far as to say, I want some more.
No.
Or, you know, anything like that, like Snake does, because I don't think it's that good. I think ramen noodles taste better.
It needs to have a long shelf life, right?
I believe
Not
so.
that I can read it because it's again in. Oh wait. Nope, doesn't say. It has a manufactured date, but it doesn't say how long or when it'll expire. If I was to get this, I just throw it in like the glove box of my car in case I ended up in the wilderness and was lost or a flat tire and nobody's gonna come by for days. At least I got something to eat. You know, better than nothing.
Yeah. Honestly, it wasn't bad.
Want to try it? It's horrible. No, I'm just kidding. The Shadow, he's like, no, I ain't gonna try it.
Okay, Red, so now that you stayed here 2 nights, what is your opinion on the Wolf Walker Goth tent?
The Wolf Ark, that's the model we're gonna come up with. It's the goth tent. I like it. It is pitch black on the inside. There's plenty of room. I slept in there in a cot. I'm 6'1". I was touching end to end, head and toe was touching the sides. If I angled it more like this direction, horizontal or diagonal, I should say, I probably wouldn't have done that. But I wanted room for the dogs on one side, me on the other. Pitch black. I did not see a thing. I didn't even know it was daylight until I crawled out of there because the dogs needed to get outside and pee. Plenty of room to stand straight up in the middle. It's a pain to put up, but I like it. Definitely going to be using it again. I think this one will make an excellent winter tent, especially in this area.
Yeah.
So, yeah, so far for the Wolf Walker Goth tent, 2 thumbs up.
All right.
I think they liked it too.
Always put out your fires.
Yeah. There's a lot of forest fires up here in these mountains, so I do not want to be responsible for that. A little bit more and throw it on there, we'll be good to go.
Well, folks, that's about it for our adventure. This was a lovely 3 days or 2.5 days. I know this is going to be kind of a short video. We didn't film as much. I got to say, I'm feeling a little bit burnt out of constantly filming and editing and traveling. And I think this one, I just kind of focused more on just enjoying my time with my friends and just kind of being there in the moment. So it's going to be a little bit short of a video, but at the same time, you know, we had a wonderful time and got to enjoy just beautiful nature and all that good stuff. So as always, it's a pleasure to hanging out with my buddies Shadow and Red and Cholo and Riot, who got put away in the car because they wouldn't listen. They're running around everywhere.
Running everywhere.
So as always, thank you so much for joining us. If you like this video, go ahead and give us a thumbs up. Comment down below if you have any questions, comments, suggestions. And we'll see you guys next week with another video. Now go outside and get your boots dirty.